History isn't what you think it is. What if some of the biggest things you learned in school were incomplete? That wars started for reasons nobody talks about, that entire cities vanished without explanation, and that some of the most powerful people in history died in ways you would never expect today. We are uncovering 10 historical facts they do not teach you in school. Number 1. Might completely change how you see history. The Great Wall of China did not keep invaders out. It stretched more than 13,000 miles and was built over centuries to protect China. Yet multiple times invaders bribed guards or passed through unprotected sections, and in the 1600s the Manchus entered after a general opened the gates, showing it was more a psychological symbol than an impenetrable fortress. Cleopatra was not Egyptian. She was Greek, a member of the Ptolemaic dynasty descended from one of Alexander the Great's generals, and she was the first in her family to learn the Egyptian language. Remembered often for romance, she was in fact multilingual, politically strategic, and one of the most intelligent rulers of her time. Vikings did not wear horned helmets. There is no archaeological evidence of horned helmets in battle. The image came from 19th century opera costumes, while real Viking helmets were simple and functional. Napoleon Bonaparte was not actually short-standing, around 5'6" to 5'7", which was average for a Frenchman in the early 19th century, and the myth of his height largely came from British propaganda, meant to weaken his image. The Titanic was not the deadliest maritime disaster. That distinction belongs to the Wilhelm Gustloff, which was sunk during World War II with over 9,000 deaths, far more than the Titanic, yet it remains far less known. The pyramids of Egypt were not built by slaves, as long believed discoveries of workers. Tombs near the pyramids show they were skilled laborers, buried with honor and provided food and medical care, suggesting a national project rather than forced labor. There were black samurai in Japan in the 16th century. An African man named Yasuko served under Oda Nobunaga, fought in battles, and earned the rank of samurai. A documented part of history rarely highlighted in textbooks, the Library of Alexandria may not have burned in a single dramatic event, but likely declined gradually over decades due to political conflict, neglect, and religious tension. The Cold War nearly ended the world more than once during the Cuban Missile Crisis in 1962 and again in 1983, when Soviet officer Stanislav Petrov judged a missile warning to be a false alarm preventing possible nuclear war, and the youngest pope in history. Pope Benedict IX became pope in the 11th century, around the age of 20, possibly younger. Sold. The papacy returned to power, lost it, and regained it again, becoming one of the most controversial figures of the medieval church history. It is not a straight line, it is messy, rewritten, simplified, and often misunderstood and beneath what we are taught. There are countless other stories waiting to be uncovered.